Welcome to the Medical Staff Voice Live. I'm Dr. Stan Frosway, Chief Medical Officer at Community Memorial Health System, and I'm joined today by Dr. Ryan Wells, Dermatology and Mohs surgeon. Welcome, Dr. Wells.
Thank you, Dr. Frosway. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
You're sure welcome. This is a great opportunity for our medical staff and community to learn more about you and your practice. So we have a few questions we would like to ask that will enlighten us and give us better insight into what it is that you do in your specialty. The first thing I have most interested about is, where are you from, where did you train, and what brought you to Ventura?
Okay, so I'm from Ventura County. I was actually born here at CMH.
Oh my gosh.
A few years back, and spent my first few years of life here in Ventura and then moved up to Ojai. So most of my childhood was up in Ojai. After high school, I kind of ventured out of the area for college and for medical school, and then some responsibilities after that as well. So I ended up going to medical school out in Virginia and initially trained in emergency medicine at UCLA and spent 4 years after my emergency medicine training active duty in the military. When I completed that service, I then came back to Ventura County and worked here at CMH in the ER for a year with a great group of docs that's here. Following that, I kind of made a decision that I wanted to change career directions and kind of head into a different field. And so with my wife's approval, we took on a second residency and moved out to Atlanta, Georgia, and trained in dermatology at Emory University, and then stayed on for an extra year of fellowship also at Emory University. And following that, moved back here to Ventura County, not specifically Ventura, but I actually have spent the last 10 years in Camarillo and have been working at a practice that I kind of built up slowly there in Camarillo. And as of a few months ago, decided to head towards Ventura back home, and am now here with CMH.
Well, that's an amazing journey, and so nice to have you come back to home.
Thank you.
You said a year of fellowship.
Correct.
And that fellowship was in?
The fellowship was in Mohs micrographic surgery, which is a specialized treatment procedure for skin cancers. And typically we're working on the most common types of skin cancers like squamous cell carcinoma, basal cell carcinoma. We also take patients that have more kind of rare or less common tumors and treat them with Mohs surgery as well. It's a technique where we're able to microscopically evaluate the margins to know with about close to 100%, at least about 99% success rate that we are able to remove the entire tumor and diagnose that day that the pathology is clear, and once the tumor has been removed, repair the wound.
That's wonderful. And I understand, in light of your fellowship, the focus of the majority of your practice with us will be Mohs surgery.
That's true. Yeah.
Good.
I think
well, we need that.
Thanks. Yeah, definitely an area where we have a big need for it, being here on the coast.
Can you tell me what ages you find that you like to treat or do treat? Is there any restrictions?
There are no restrictions, although with most skin cancers, we're going to see those after about age 35 to 40, and it kind of increases in prevalence as we get every decade beyond that. So typically I'm working on patients 40 and over, although occasionally I have seen basal cell carcinoma in teenagers.
I believe that. I think I had a patient also very young in her 20s who had a basal cell. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that does happen. Any other procedures that you're interested in or can explain to me?
Yeah. So I also like to take care of skin cancers that don't require Mohs surgery. So Mohs micrographic surgery is really mostly for areas where you want to limit how much healthy skin you take. So head and neck, hands, fingers, areas where taking a little bit too much skin may be an issue. That's why we're able to microscopically remove it with small margins. But there's a lot of skin cancers and other skin lesions or tumors that you remove without using Mohs surgery, and you just do standard excisions. Also take care of a lot of things with things that don't require excision and sutures. Scraping and burning, called electrodesiccation and curettage. Freezing with liquid nitrogen or cryodestruction. Also take care of things with creams. Certain tumors you can take care of with creams like Aldara or Effudex. I also am very interested in high-risk patients. So there are certain patients that are set up for bad outcomes, unfortunately. So we have to really closely monitor them. Patients that are immunosuppressed with CLL, high risk for skin cancers. They make squamous cell carcinoma at about a 65 to 65 times the frequency of someone that has the same sun exposure but doesn't have CLL. Similar to transplant patients, they're on immunosuppressives that also put them at a significant increase in risk for developing skin cancers, particularly squamous cell carcinoma.
That's incredibly enlightening. I'm glad you referred to that because, as you know, we now are having more and more patients for conditions as straightforward as eczema or psoriasis on some mild immunosuppressant medications.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're seeing that certain medications, even some of our more commonly prescribed medications that aren't even in immunosuppressive categories, are increasing our risk for skin cancer. But definitely patients that are on different levels of immunosuppressants, certainly the classics of prednisone and methotrexate and Imuran, and then several others beyond that, they do get set up for an increased risk of skin cancer development. That being said, you're kind of balancing two things. You've got to treat the illness as best you can, but also watch out for potential side effects.
Excellent. Where is your practice located for us?
So I'm spending 2 days a week doing surgeries at the 168 North Brent Street address up on the 4th floor.
Right across the street.
Right across the street from the hospital. And 1 day of clinic over at the Ashwood Clinic.
Nice, very good. Well, thank you. That's excellent. And we've got a good sense of your professional treatments and practice expands. How about a little bit about your life outside of medicine? Do you have any hobbies or recreation activities you're involved with?
I do actually, and a couple of them are related to the coast here. So I really enjoy getting in the water and surfing. Probably right up there with surfing is hiking. So having the coast and the mountains nearby is really nice. I also spend a lot of time on the soccer fields. I was coaching my children in soccer for quite a few years, but now I'm just kind of sitting on the sideline and spectating as my girls have gotten a little beyond my skill level in coaching.
My gosh, we have so many physicians who surf. We ought to start a physician surf club,
There we go. Sounds good.
Love it. Yeah. Well, this is my favorite part of the interview, and it's because it's fun and it's a stream of consciousness response with no actual correct answers. So let me go ahead and start at the top. Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Good. French fries or onion rings?
French fries.
Amusement park or day at the beach? But you've answered that already.
Clear
Thank
cut.
you.
Yeah.
Podcast or reading a book?
Ooh, that's a tough one, but I'm going to go with reading a book.
And you read it electronically or in hard copy?
Still like the hard copies, yeah.
Passenger or driver?
Driver.
What do you prefer, to do laundry or dirty dishes?
I actually probably prefer doing laundry, but end up doing all the dirty dishes.
Good. Yeah, well, that'll get home tonight. Business casual or scrubs?
Oh, scrubs.
I figured as much. If you had a choice between two superpowers, invisibility or flying, which would it be?
Flying.
Yes, somehow that wins out for most people.
Yeah.
What is the best advice you would give your high school self with what you know now?
Boy, that's a good, deep question there. I would say stay the course, stay positive, know that you're going to run into some times when things will be tough, but there's always a a light at the end of the tunnel and a better day in front of you. So
This too shall pass, huh?
there we go.
All right. What is the most interesting thing about you that we would not learn from your resume alone?
I love to be in the mountains and spend time just under the stars with absolutely no connection to the electronic world. Couldn't make me. Probably one of my favorite things to do is to just kind of take a little break. And so hiking in the mountains, backpacking, maybe doing a little fishing.
You've achieved wisdom. Good for you. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Stan.
Sure, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. To learn more about Dr. Wells, for more information on all the services and specialties offered at Community Memorial Health System, visit cmhshealth.org and be sure to like and subscribe for more from your community health system. Thank you, Dr. Wells.
Thanks, Dr. Stan.
You're welcome.